Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. Today's story is about Mahmoud El-Sherbini from Egypt and his American wife, Nicole El-Sherbini from LA. And, you know, this couple is back on 90 Day Fiancé on Happily Ever After. And so that's what we're talking about them. Now, you guys, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I don't like this couple at all. I don't like the storyline. I don't like where it started. I don't like where it's going. Don't really like anything about it. And I feel like this whole situation of the American woman marrying the Muslim conservative man and the conservative Muslim man trying to change, trying to force his American wife to convert and trying to change everything about her, all of her habits, trying to take away her freedoms and all of that. I feel like we've seen that many times by now in 90 Day Fiancé. Maybe it was fun at first, but I feel like it's a bit tiring now. Perhaps that's just my opinion. I know some of you guys like Nicole and Mahmoud, and you enjoy seeing the scenes and the cultural differences and the cultural clashes, but this is the problem. There's been some domestic abuse allegations in this couple, and of course we know that even in the previous season, Mahmoud did put his hands on Nicole, and just recently, a couple of weeks ago, Nicole filed a domestic violence charge against Mahmoud. We have an update on that. So today's video is going to talk about two things. Number one, what's happening on Happily Ever After right now. And number two, an update on the domestic violence charge or accusations that were laid by Nicole towards Mahmoud. So let's get right into it. First off, Mahmoud hates it in America. Is anybody shocked by this? Mahmoud, the guy who says he's never changing from his conservative Islamic ways that he's used to living in Egypt. He comes to America, which is completely different, and he hates it. Somehow, I'm not exactly shocked by this, but maybe you guys are. You let me know in the comment section down below, but I could see why he'd be shocked. Now, Mahmoud and Nicole didn't have the happy reunion that Nicole expected on Sunday's episode. Is Nicole the most delusional person on the planet, guys? Like, why would she expect that it would be a happy reunion? She always expects that this whole relationship with Mahmoud is going to turn into some kind of fairy tale relationship. Is this woman, like, insane? Like, what is going on with Nicole's expectations? I think we can all see that this is a disastrous relationship. And, of course, we have the domestic violence allegations. We have proof for that. But why can't Nicole see it? Like why? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe you guys have some theories about that, but she always plays up this positive spin on the relationship until it becomes too obvious to ignore that her and Mahmoud are just not compatible whatsoever. So Nicole and Mahmoud's first night in America did not go the way Nicole planned. And by the way, this comes to us from Entertainment Tonight or etonline.com. Now, Mahmoud arrived in LA on Sunday's episode to give their marriage another shot after Nicole just couldn't adapt to living in Egypt. But he wasn't happy or excited, to say the least. Now, Nicole and Mahmoud went through serious issues during their season of The Other Way when she attempted to live in Egypt due to Nicole not being able to adapt to the conservative culture and Mahmoud's strict Islamic faith. Now, Nicole, 40, moved back to LA. Mahmoud, 31, agreed to come to America, although he did not want to. Now, on Sunday's episode, an excited Nicole met him at the airport with a sign for him. It read like something like, "Welcome, my love." It's just very typical Nicole. Now, Mahmoud smiled and said he loved her. He didn't want to kiss her on the lips, even though she repeatedly tried. He admitted to the producers that Nicole's behavior made him uncomfortable. He also didn't like that her dress showed her stomach. Of course, in some Islamic countries, probably most, like kissing and being affectionate in public is not really accepted. And so that's why Mahmoud doesn't feel comfortable. Of course, he's in America where it's very much okay. It's also not really accepted, and I wouldn't say accepted, but perhaps it's not something people are used to. Even in some other countries, I would even say that even in Thailand, you guys might be shocked, but it's not really that common to show affection like that, like kiss and hug and all that in public. Some people don't want to do that. So it's mainly a Western thing, I would say, to show affection in public. But of course, Mahmoud is coming to the USA, and he should adapt to American ways if he is coming to the USA. If he just wants to be Egyptian, then maybe he should have stayed in Egypt. At least that's my opinion. Now, so Nicole met him at the airport. She lives like that, I know, but as a Muslim, I'm not like feel good to do that around people, he said of her PDA, public display of affection. Now, Mahmoud experienced immediate culture shock when it came to using crosswalks and having to wear a seatbelt. While he thought downtown LA was nice as they drove through, he commented that Egypt was still the best and missed people constantly walking around. Nicole told cameras she wished their reunion was happier, but blamed it on him being tired due to the flight. Mahmoud Saramoon continued when he entered the apartment. He didn't like her painting of a naked lady and the naked mannequin out in the open that she used when making clothes. So weird, he said. Now, when Mahmoud told her that he was tired, she told him that he should have slept on the plane, and she was disappointed at his sour mood. You know what? It irritates me that you didn't sleep on the plane, actually. It really does. Like, really irritates me. Now, I'm going to push back on Nicole here a little bit because I travel a lot, and I sleep on the plane, but I know many other people that can't. There's a lot of anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety on the plane. They can't sleep. Their mind is running, and so not everybody can sleep on long flights. And so maybe Mahmoud is one of those. I'm not even sure if he's ever left Egypt before. I'm not sure if he's ever been on a long flight. And so I feel like Nicole is just being a little nitpicky on this specific point. She wants him to be in a great mood after a long flight. It's not very realistic. And there's also the jet lag as well, because you're going back, I believe, Egypt to LA is probably something like 10 hours, 9 hours, something like that. It's a pretty significant time gap between Egypt, Cairo, and LA. So there's all kinds of factors at play that would be affecting his mood, at least that day. So Nicole being a little sensitive, in my opinion, on that point. Now, she told cameras that now that Mahmoud could understand how she felt when she moved to Egypt. Now, Mahmoud's now in America, and I'm hoping that he could give this his best effort because there's no way that I'm moving back to Egypt, she said. Now, are Nicole and Mahmoud still together after his arrest? So Mahmoud's relationship with Nicole took a dark turn with his recent arrest for domestic violence, which left fans shocked. Nicole and Mahmoud's marriage suffered due to cultural differences and their inability to understand each other's belief and practices. Despite the arrest, there are still speculations about Nicole and Mahmoud's current relationship and status. So, Nicole successfully stayed in Cairo for 2 months before returning home. She couldn't deal with the culture shock. Now, I do believe that Nicole lived in Egypt for like 5 years or something like that, even before the first season that they appeared on the show. Now, Nicole and Mahmoud's differing beliefs made them incompatible as a couple. Now, Nicole did agree to convert to Islam to marry Mahmoud. She never bothered trying to learn about his faith and religious practices. Of course, because Mahmoud, I said this in my last video, but this is not uncommon, guys. The Islamic person usually tries to convert the non-Islamic person into the Islamic faith. This is not uncommon. We even see it with Sitra and Sam, and Sitra isn't even like the most devout or religious person. So usually the Islamic faith is forced upon the other person. And so, Nicole's conversion, and we saw a clip of it, it took just like 15 seconds. And generally there is no requirement of even knowing anything. You should, of course, but I'm not even sure that Mahmoud cared. I don't even think that he explained anything to her before that. He just said, just convert to Islam and then everything will work itself out. But I don't think he told her, well, this is what you got to do. You're going to have to cover up. You're going to have to forego pork. You're going to have to forego alcohol. You can't dress in public like this. You can't do this. You can't do that. I don't think any of that was explained to Nicole. And I think that's a big source of their problems and their disagreements, because it's very obvious that Nicole does not want to live an Islamic lifestyle. She's very used to her LA lifestyle. She's very used to fashion. She's very used to, being creative and basically doing what she wants and what she feels is right. And so there's a huge disconnect, and most of that is because I don't think that Mahmoud explained to her whatsoever what it actually and truly entailed to convert into the religion. She just did it basically because she wanted to marry Mahmoud and for no other reason besides that. Now, so his faith was very important, still is. If we look on his Instagram, we see that all over his Instagram. And Nicole kept doubting it and questioning her own decision to convert. Now, instead of getting to understand his culture when she was staying in Egypt, she was trying to set her own rules, and she wasn't ever going to follow his devout beliefs. But then again, he did expect a lot from her despite her rigidity to adapt. Now, Mahmoud was afraid that if Nicole became close to her yoga teacher, Nuran, she would be brainwashed against him. Now, Nicole, who came from LA, couldn't wear a bikini, even around her husband. Mahmoud's conservative views didn't agree with her dining out at fancy restaurants, of course. And I believe, I don't know if this was with Nicole and Mahmoud, but I believe that at one point, we even saw that, the electrician or something came to the apartment. And I don't know if this was when, maybe I'm thinking of a different couple, but I believe it was in Egypt. And she wasn't allowed to be alone with the electrician because if you're a woman, you can't be alone with another man unless your husband is present. So there's all kinds of stipulations that come with this conversion. And obviously Nicole was not aware of any of that. So basically what happened is they fought nonstop over everything. And Nicole's Mahmoud's arguments took a vicious turn when he pushed her and she pushed him back on camera. Their communication was at an all-time low despite having been together for 4 years. Mahmoud may not have informed Nicole that she needed to dress conservatively and cover her hair as a married woman when they were dating. She was primarily unhappy with Mahmoud wanting her to change for him, not just as a person, but also change her dress style. And when it was her outfits that defined a former fashion student. So how he is reacting? Well, it's been 6 months since Nicole had seen Mahmoud when he set foot on American soil. Nicole had been waiting for the day that, to arrive for ages, but Mahmoud didn't react the way she wanted. So, we kind of saw some of that. Kiss me, mofo, she also said, and then, of course, Mahmoud said that, he felt uncomfortable. Basically, here's what's going on. So you guys know that there were some domestic violence charges filed against Mahmoud by Nicole, and that was maybe about 3 weeks ago, and we did a little update last week. Now, around the time we did that video last week, Mary Pants on Instagram provided this update, and I'm not sure that I can find much more information than this about it, but this is what Mary Pants says. So, all charges were dropped for Mahmoud's DV arrest from last month, but sometimes love just isn't enough. So according to Mary Pants, the charges were dropped. Were they dropped by Nicole? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the charges were dropped by Nicole. And even Soulja Boy's commenting here like love has never been enough. You need at least one egg, Mary Pants says. And then Soulja Boy says, yeah. And this person says, stop marrying the third world. They can't assimilate. DV, what did I miss? This person said, drop by her. And this is what Mary Pants says here. Most likely, actually, this is another person. Most likely, this is very common. A lot of people say that once charges are set with the DA, they have to drop it themselves. Probably not enough evidence or not a serious enough altercation. If the victim doesn't show up to testify, it's usually dropped. They're not summoned to testify. Interesting. And so Mary Pants here says she did not press charges and the DA dropped them. The DA did not continue with it, probably because it was first time and maybe just yelling. So this is allegedly what happened with the domestic violence charges. They are no more. They've been dropped. And so there could be a number of explanations here. Now, it sounds like it was serious enough in the first place that Nicole decided to take action against Mahmoud. So something happened. We don't know exactly what, to what extent. We don't know how violent. We don't know if there were any bruises. We don't know if there were any black eyes. Like, we don't know exactly to what extent happened. But Nicole didn't decide to press charges in the end. So some people are saying this is common. I do believe that it's pretty common that this happens. I don't have the stats here right now, but I do believe that it's common because I am also familiar with some other cases, even not just like in reality TV or celebrities, but just in real life where this tends to happen a lot. Charges get dropped. I don't want any trouble. I still want to be together. The husband can schmooze kind of his way on, to his wife. And so I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. If you file these charges, then we can never be together. And then, the lady feels awful and drops a charge. Like, there's all kinds of way that this can work. And it's not uncommon that the charges get dropped. So we don't know exactly how or why, the charges were filed in the first place. But Nicole did not end up, pressing charges. Also, with this whole DV situation, it kind of puts TLC into a difficult corner, because if there is an active domestic violence case pending on one of their cast members that is currently on the show, that forces TLC to act. It forces them perhaps to can these people off the show or take action, because they need to show like they care. Of course, I'm saying that, and we all know that they don't care. They don't care at all. But they have removed some people from the show, like Paul and Karine, in similar-ish situations. Paul and Karine, obviously worse than Nicole and Mahmoud, because kids were involved and kids were present during some of those physical altercations between the two of them. And also, Paul and Karine were stupid enough to actually film their physical altercations and post them on social media for everybody to see. So in this case, we don't have a video, and so it's easier for TLC to kind of sweep it under the rug, so to speak. So it could be also that maybe, TLC told them, hey, with this case, we got to cut you guys from the season. We don't have a choice because we have a lot of pressure. We've been bringing Angela back. We've been bringing Ed back. People are talking, that we're kind of like enabling all these abusers to come back on the show. So, with this DV case, maybe we have to cut you guys. I don't know. We don't know. But that DV, if it's an active DV situation, by Nicole against Mahmoud, it does put TLC in a bit of a tough corner. I don't know if that factored into it, but you have to think that these people, especially Nicole, we know that she's a bit of a clout chaser. She wants to be on TV. She loves to be on reality TV, even though I don't think she should, because I'm not sure that she has the mental fortitude to withstand the pressure that comes with it. She looks like a very fragile person mentally, to me. She just looks like at any given moment she's about to break down, and you need people with a little bit thicker skin to face the criticism that comes with reality TV. But she does love it, and so you never know exactly her motivations for dropping that. Now, I'm just saying that's just a theory out there. There's multiple theories that you guys can have, but that's what I'm thinking right now. You guys let me know what you think about this whole thing. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think that Nicole didn't end up pressing charges against Mahmoud? Of course, we know that he put his hands on her beforehand, and so we know that he has the capacity and ability to get physical and violent with her. We know that. And so why is she forgiving him? You guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. But it appears like the charges were dropped right now. And so, perhaps we're going to see this whole situation play out on the show. God only knows what TLC has in store for us this season. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button down below for more content here on the channel. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.